Welcome into Progressive Field for the conclusion of a suspended game that took place on August the 31st between the Indians and the Kansas City Royals. The Tribe was trying to complete a sweep of Kansas City at Kauffman Stadium on August the 31st. They had taken the lead 4-2, and we were getting ready to play the bottom of the 10th inning when the rains came, halted play, and the decision ultimately was made to suspend the game and finish it here in Cleveland because this was the next time the two teams would meet. And it just so happens that this is a very big meeting between these two clubs because as we speak, Kansas City holds one of two wild card positions in the American League. And then the Seattle Mariners are a game and a half out behind Kansas City. And then you have the Indians who are 3.5 back. But the key thing to remember here is the loss column. The Indians are 4 back of Kansas City in the loss column. So if they can complete these 3 outs, they pick up a game there.
Right.
If they win the nightcap, they'll pick up 2 games with 2 games still to play against Kansas City in this series. So, Rick, there is a lot at stake for the Indians. They have put themselves in a position where there really is now no margin for error. You almost figure they've got to win out. At least they have to win these games head-to-head with Kansas City to have any hope of an October playoff spot.
You're right. They're the only team that they play that's in front of them. So they have to win. This is all must-win here this against Kansas City. No question about it. They have the 3 outs. How they go about it. Hopefully it goes 3 outs, and it looks like Scott Atchison's coming in from the bullpen to pitch for the Indians in the bottom half of the 10th. It seems strange, bottom half of the 10th, and we're sitting at home, but that's what it has to be. Now, with Seattle and Oakland, both those teams play 3-game series with the Angels left. So anything can happen. So if you're the Indians, your mindset is, hey, we have to win every game and see what happens. Put pressure on everybody else.
The key is take care of your own business, which is win first, and then we can scoreboard watch. Well, we'll do the scoreboard watching for the players. They've got to take care of business on the field. Now, when we were in Kansas City, Kyle Crockett was announced as the Indians pitcher who would come on and pitch in the bottom of the 10th inning. But as you can see, Scott Atchison is making his way in from the bullpen. So it will be Atchison, not Crockett, who will pitch here in the bottom half of the 10th inning. For the Royals, Mike Moustakas was to lead off. Then Eric Kratz, the catcher at that time, was to bat second. Alcides Escobar would be due up third. Now the Royals have at their disposal anybody who was on the bench, but it looks like Moustakas and Kratz are, at least for the time being, out and ready to take their rightful place in the batting order. Let's go downstairs and bring in Katie with him. Katie, why Scott Atchison, not Kyle Crockett?
Well, Matt, you and Rick both talked about the players available for this game because it is resumed, the suspended one. When you look at who was available in the pen, as they mentioned, Kyle Crockett, but Terry Francona, Mickey Callaway, Kevin Cash all sat down, and out of the guys left, Scott Atchison's the one that's pitched the most. He has the most experience. They trust him. Plus, as Terry Francona said multiple times, he's a guy that will not beat himself. When you look at his splits against right-handers and lefties, they're pretty close to even. But the one thing that I really liked was what Mickey Callaway said. Scott Atchison is a guy that has the rare ability to take a hitter's power away from him. So if he's going to get a hit and beat Scott, more than likely it will be a single, Matt.
Well, and Atch is your veteran, and you got to go out there with your veteran late inning. It's a safe situation right now for Atch, and he's got to go out there, and he's going to face 3 hitters, and hopefully, as quickly as he throws strikes and dominates, you have 3 quick outs, and then we'll worry about the next game.
Well, let's go back to August 31st. For those of you who may not remember or didn't have a chance to see that ball game, give you an idea of what transpired. It was Alex Gordon with a sacrifice fly that gave the Royals the early lead. Then Alex Gordon went deep in the 9th, and that tied the game 2-2. That sent it to extra innings. Then in the 10th inning, Lonnie Chisenhall yanks one down the line off the top of the fence. It would drive in 2 runs, and the Indians would have a 4-2 lead. But then before the Royals could get the bat, before we could get the bottom of the 10th underway, the rains came, storm blew in rather quickly, and halted play, and ultimately led to the suspension of the game. And that's a rare thing, Rick. You don't see many suspended games these days.
No, that is true. They did away with them. But It is strange. You see the Indians are in their white and the Royals are going to be in their road unis, but this is the bottom of the ninth for Kansas City at their own park. They have to finish that out.
Technically, bottom of the 10th inning.
Or 10th, right.
And Mike Moustakas is going to lead off for Kansas City, but now we're going to get a pinch hitter. It will be Eric Hosmer who moves to the on-deck circle, and you almost had to figure that was going to happen with Hosmer and Josh Willingham also available off the bench for Kansas City, though Willingham a right-handed bat. All right, the umpires are now, we had a late scratch. So Lance Barrett will call the balls and strikes. Ed Hickox will be at first base. Ron Kulpa is at third. Will be short a man because Dana DeMuth either took ill or is not able to umpire here. And I believe we've got someone coming who will be here to umpire in time to fill out the crew for the regularly scheduled game at 7 p.m. Here we go. Bottom of the 10th is now underway as Scott Atchison fires a first pitch strike into Mike Moustakas. Moustakas 0 for 3 in the ball game. He grounded out all 3 times back on August 31st. Takes inside here, and the count is 1-1. At the time of that game, Moustakas was batting .204. He's now batting .211 on the year. He's had tremendous success against the Indians this year in particular, though overall his numbers not all that glamorous. Atchison with a 2-1 pitch and a foul right back to even the count. Now the 2-2 to right field. Back goes Justin Sellers. Couldn't get to it. And it's going to drop in front of Tyler Holt. And it will be a leadoff single now for Kansas City. They'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Boy, he couldn't have placed that any better. Served it over the head of Sellers. It was a high breaking ball that he gets on top of. It's going to go right over the head of Sellers and into right field. So a base knock. Now they can bring the tying run to the plate. They needed a base runner.
Pinch runner. Looks like Terrence Gore will run for Mike Moustakas. Eric Hosmer will dig in here. Hosmer on the year, you see, batting .271. And Atchison misses for ball one. Hosmer and then Alcides Escobar for Kansas City here in the 10th. Tribe leading 4-2. Swing and a miss, and that'll even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Nice breaking ball here by Atch. He gets it inside. Tight little slider. Gets him to swing over the top of it.
Now the 1-1. Fouled right back. Scott Atchison, you heard Katie Witham talk about the fact that the Indians trust him. He's a veteran. He has pitched so well this year. He pitched himself into a contract extension. He's been very reliable. Now the 1-2 pitch with the runner going. Swing and a miss. Hosmer strikes out, 1 away. Gore, with a stolen base, moves into scoring position. Gomes, no chance really to throw him out because of the slow curve, and then it bounced.
Yeah, you're worried about the guy at the home plate. That's the tying run. But you get the out. He was off and running. He picked the right pitch to run on. So he's in scoring position. Now if you're the outfield, you give up that run and everything will go to second base and keep that tying run from scoring position.
Alcides Escobar is the batter. Nori Aoki is on deck. Escobar 1 for 3 on that game. He struck out his first 2 times up against T.J. House, who started and pitched very well. T.J. House started that game on August 31st. He went 7 innings, gave up just 1 run on 5 hits, didn't walk a batter, and struck out 5, and was in line for the victory before Alex Gordon's homer in the 9th tied the game up. 1-0 pitch, a little bit high. 2-0. Escobar historically has been a tough out against Cleveland. 2-0 pitch. Chopped to third. Fair ball. Chisenhall gloves, throws. Got him. Well done by Lonnie Chisenhall. Fired it across the diamond on the money. And there are 2 away now.
Yeah, you got to be ready to go on the backhanded side. Gets it. He looked the runner back, makes a strong throw across. Out number 2.
So up comes Nori Aoki with 2 down and a runner at second base, and the Indians leading at 4-2. Aoki had an infield single to third base and came around to score the first run for Kansas City. He was 1 for 4 overall in the game. And Atchison with a first pitch strike in this crowd, understanding the importance of this game and also understanding that this is not your typical day at the ballpark. They show up, they get in their seats, and it's 3 outs to a victory. Swinging a foul out of play. It's 0-2.
Yeah, you're right. Into it right from the very first pitch.
Now the 0-2 offering. Line into left field, a base hit. Brantley will scoop it. Coming around to score is Gore, and it's a 1-run game.
On an 0-2 pitch. Aoki, a guy that just tries to put the ball in play. And he did. Let's see where the location of this. An 0-2 pitch. Looking at upstairs. He slaps it the other way. Now you're going to get a pinch runner for Aoki. Gerard Dyson is running. And you can bet if he gets an opportunity, he will be off and running. Not an easy thing to do, though.
And the batter is Omar Infante. And Atchison's pitch looked pretty good, but it's called ball 1. Infante was 1 for 4 back on August 31st. Double barrel action in the Indians bullpen right now. 1-0 pitch from Atchison. Runner goes low, throw down, gets into center field, and now Dyson will stay right there as Bourne quickly scooped it up and fired it in. So now the tying run is in scoring position. 2 steals in the inning, and the Royals have done a terrific job of this all season long when it comes to stealing bases. They lead the league. I think they lead all of baseball.
Yes, they do. Coming into it, they have 140, well, now 48.
So Gerard Dyson, the tying run in scoring position. 2 down, and this is the bottom of the 10th. And the 2-0 pitch. Strike called on the outside edge. It's 2-1. High pop on the infield. Ramirez calling for it. Makes the catch, and the Indians survive. They win it 4-3, finishing a game from August the 31st, and that moves the Indians a full game closer in the wild card hunt. They are now just 2.5 games out as they go to 82-74 on the year. Then the Royals fall to 84-71. Scott Atchison comes on and gets it done for the Indians. And for Atchison, that will be his second save on the season.